has a very good working relationship with your grandmother.
Regardless of the matter, we do have great relationships. Saludamos y todo porque, only because we have this problem doesn't mean we're going to be uncivilized and start, retaliating and all this kind of stuff. No.
That's not what I'm saying. You didn't even finish. Let me finish.
Well, it's because, you see, everybody keeps telling me, like, oh, I get it. It's a small town. Everybody knows each other. There's relationships. I don't care about that. I care about my health and my children's health and my grandmother's health.
Okay.
That's all. I just want the problem resolved. I don't care who knows who, what. I just want the problem
That's
resolved.
That's not what I was going to say. But I won't say anything. I'm just listening to you.
Okay, thank you. I mean, if it has to do with anything about, like...
You're not here to listen. That's what I get from you.
Thank you.
Okay,
yes.
so you don't want an update. You don't care about that.
No, I don't care what y'all are telling me of how long we've got along and how long all this and, our families go way back. Okay, I get it, but we have a problem that needs to be resolved.
Okay, but we also have a process.
I get that.
Okay.
I've been waiting.
You don't get that because you want to change it right away.
A mission to clear the smoke in Rio Grande City. A barbecue joint has a next-door neighbor worried for her health.
So she called 5 on Your Side for help. Our Sierra Pizarro found out officials are stepping in.
Yeah, she says she rises to the smell of barbecue every morning, but the smoke is what causes her problems. It blows through her front yard, making it hard to breathe at home. The cloud blankets the air. Geraldine Castañeda lives next door to a barbecue restaurant. She says every morning is a smoky one.
It's when they open the barbecue pit, when all the smoke, comes out and it flourishes our yard. My son already started school, so every morning we have to come out to a big cloud of smoke.
She says the smoke penetrates their clothes and gets in their home from beneath the doors. Castañeda worries.
This has to do with the health of my kids, my grandmother, my 82-year grandmother, myself, my dog, my animals and everything. Even my tree, it's really sad.
Castañeda tells us she's gotten to the point where sleeping at home isn't an option. She says her family resorted to camping out at a nearby lake.
I don't have money, to go rent a room or to go rent a house. I don't. If I did, I would. But that's the only thing that I could think of.
Castañeda explains she spent the past 2 months trying to get someone's attention. She says calls to her smoky neighbor and city code enforcement yielded no results.
I don't know what else to do. I've already tried, everything that I can. I've tried to do things the right way.
We stopped by Castañeda's neighbor. Restaurant management wouldn't speak with us, so we went to the city. Rio Grande City manager Alberto Perez says they are working with the fire department and code enforcement to take care of the smoky problem. Perez says the restaurant made some adjustments. They put in a higher smokestack. Perez says they're also requiring the restaurant to remove the smoke blower, which points into Castañeda's property, and install an extractor to ventilate the smoke out. Castañeda says she'll keep waiting for changes to be made. Castañeda also reported the issue to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. We'll keep you updated on any changes to her living conditions. In the studio, Sierra Pizarro, Channel 5 News at 6.
Barbecuing comes with health risks. This is a Channel 5 News Extra. We spoke with a medical doctor on what smoke exposure can do to the body. He tells us particles in the smoke can lead to cancer.
Any meats that have a lot of fat in them, and the fat itself, when exposed to a lot of heat, generates what we call polyaromatic hydrocarbons. And those have been shown to be correlated with some kinds of cancers. And so we do have to understand we have to minimize those risks of exposure to smoke.
To be safe,
So we are at Wonders. I'm looking at the way that they make the chicken that we gave to the people here in Rio Grande City. This is pretty awesome. Let me show you. Look at this. So this thing is a rotisserie. You see the coals back there? Look at the coals. That's pretty awesome. So this is the chicken that we served today. We're able to do 500 here for the you know, residents, people living here in Rio Grande City. Aquí está el mero mero, el chef. Su hermano. Estamos aquí en Runners. Runners. And my jacket, my top lawyer jacket is getting nice and smoked, so it's gonna smell like the real deal. I love it. There's Dina from El Tejano. Wearing my favorite t-shirt.
Absolutely.
And that's Monse, who is helping us out, and my beautiful wife. So yes, here we are.
Good morning, guys. I just wanted to wait for a little while to get everyone to connect here, but as promised, we're outside of Runners this morning, and we're looking at the smoke. One of the complaints from the neighbor is that the store is causing a nuisance with the smoke, and so I wanted you to see what it looked like. I hadn't been here this early, so of course we wanted to see what that looked like. We also wanted to talk about some of the changes that have happened over the course of the last 3 years or so. The store did have a different setup previously, and so we are going to talk about that setup and what's changed. Now, they have received numerous phone calls from CCQ regarding those complaints. So there was a change. Previously, this was the area where they were making the meats and cooking everything for the day, and that has changed to this location here. Now, keep in mind, because this was a gas station, there is limited areas where they can actually cook their barbecue pit, because again, it still has all of the components of the gas station underneath the ground. So that is something else that's been taken into account. Now, the store has been here for over 20 years. They have been cooking at the location for over 20 years. And it is a commercial property in a commercial zone. Again, this is in the downtown area of Rio Grande City, but I wanted you to get a feel for what the smoke looks like. Now, they do smoke several hours a day, which is what you're looking at now, and there are some complaints that were made by the neighbors to CCQ, which is the environmental agency for the state of Texas, and we do have some of those documents. Now, all of those issues have been resolved according to, again, that agency, and we do have some documents that do state that has been resolved. Now, again, I want you to get a feel for what the smoke is and how much is coming out, because that is one of the complaints. So that is what we're looking at right now. This is how they cook every day and what the complaint started with, which is, again, a complaint regarding the smoke. Now, at the location, I was able to speak to the family. We do have several documents, and we're going to look at those. Sorry about that, guys. We are going to look at the documents, and this has to do with those 3 cases. There were 3 cases that were brought in through the Texas Environmental Agency, and at this time, they all have been resolved. And so that is something that we want to make sure that we highlight, as well as the property documents. Now, there is something very interesting also in the survey. The neighbor is actually within the property limits of the store, but outside of that, each of these documents does state that there is, at this point, no violations, and that they are in adequate compliance, and that there is documentation that has been provided that they are in adequate status with Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, which is CCEQ, which again has come in at several locations. So as far as the smoke is concerned, the city of Rio Grande City does not have an ordinance, and that therefore the state agency would oversee anything through the city. So this would actually be above anything that is done here within the city limits. And again, this has been at this point resolved. Now, that is the information that we have. There is still countless complaints from the neighbor and numerous police reports from the neighbor, but at this point, all of the documents state that there's not a violation. There is a new case that has come in, and again, this is because of the continuing complaints, not because something has changed. And of course, I'll let you be the judge of the smoke, and I'll let you be the judge of what happens at the location. But again, this is all of the documentation that's been provided in terms of the air quality, and of course, the smoke that's within the property. Of course, like I said, we will let you be the judge of what's going on, and we do have a pending interview that we're going to be doing with our planning and zoning, as well as trying to get the amount of reports to the police department. But I want to start this morning with that information and definitely give you an idea of the amount of smoke that's in the area. Of course, we'll keep showing you information regarding this case, and again, these are documents. This is not something that's coming out without documentation. There is documentation that everything has been submitted adequately to the environmental quality. So again, we do want to thank everyone that does watch. If you do have a comment, feel free to drop it down below. And of course, we'll get you more information as that becomes available. We want to remind you that if you do see anything that you believe to be of public interest, please give us a call.
What's your problem? Why are you insulting me? I want to talk to the lady. Everybody knows that thing's on Facebook. I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. Okay, name's Isaac Flores. I don't do drugs, ma'am. You look petty. Sorry. I don't want no problem. I don't want no problem.
Déjalo,
All
no.
I'm doing, sir, is my job.
Déjalo.
I don't want no problems with nobody. Doing nothing,
Déjalo.
sir. I know what I'm saying.
Ya.
I know what I'm saying.
Déjalo.
I'm nothing bad or anything. I'm not
Okay.
being offensive by any means. Okay? I mean,
Déjalo,
I do,
no digas nada.
what
Deja
I
que
do not
hable.
appreciate is this, the comments. She doesn't know who I am.
Déjalo.
The trees on your side. It's a civil matter. I know. It's a civil. You need to be smarter. A la hora que quieras, a la verga.
Sí, right. Déjalo, déjalo. Mira, mira. Oh, it looks like the state trooper was gonna come eat over here.
For 1321, you were having a mental crisis. That you had a loaded gun that you keep under the pillow and had to use it recently. Said that people were following you, shooting at you at your house, who go inside your house and have to shoot at those people. And that you said that people are trying to destroy your business, are under a lot of stress. That you are advised due to your behavioral inpatient services were recommended. You did not want to. You requested to be alone. That you then fled home when you found out that mental health officers could go to your home. That you took your children and your current whereabouts are unknown. As mental health officers went to the home, that you and your children were not present. Officers did find a lot of bullet casings all over the home.
Okay.
And if someone was indeed shooting at your house, or they came from you outside shooting at others, that you refused medication, and you started services in January 2021, that you have history of aggression, and has been arrested in the past. It says that you're currently on probation.
Okay.
It says that there's concerns of you acting violently.
Okay.
Combined with your mental health state and access to weapons